Hello, welcome to another online video for STIW2044. In this video I'm going to talk about custom list view. So as you know, a standard list view you can use to add tags to your application. So you can get the list view from your widget here, so your list of component, so you can add, and then you get list view, or we call it standard list view. In custom list view basically allow you to have a customized list. So instead of having a series of tags inside your list, custom list view allow you to have customized content for each of the item in the list view. So for example, item 1, so inside here you can add, for example, image, you can add content to the right here, so something like that. Alright, so the following example basically provided through your online learning system. There are 3 files that you need to have. So the main file is main activity. So the main activity contain all the instructions needed to load custom list view into your project. In your activity main.xml, so the only things that you need to add is just a single list view to your application. So in this layout, I use linear layout vertical for this project. You can use any list view, or you can use any layout that you like. So there's only one list view in this project. Make sure that you provide ID for the list view. Normally when you add a list view to your layout, there's a ID. This ID will be missing from your view, from your layout. You need to add this manually, either through graphical, for example from here, or you can add it through programming here, through the codes XML in the tags. Alright, so once you get this, and this is the content, or if you want to resize, or you want to manage, or you want to put your layout list view component in your layout differently, you can adjust from here. So I put my list view to match parent and match parent, and the parent layout is field parent, field parent. Alright, so those are the activity main.xml in the activity main.xml. The second file that I've created is what we call as a custom list.xml. So this is another layout that basically is going to be the customized view for the list view. So each of the item that I mentioned before is going to be filled by this custom list. So in this example, I just created one XML file. So all you need to do is just right click, new XML layout file. So inside this file, there are 2 component, text view, and one linear layout vertical, and linear layout, the parent layout is also as a vertical. So this is basically this is where you design how you want your layout, your customized list view is going to look like. You want to put image inside here, you want to put whatever component, or you want to design the way that you want it to be inside your layout. So there are 2 text view inside here, called text view and text view 2. The ID for each, this is text view, and this one also, this is text view 2. Okay, this is very important later, because we're going to use this to customize our list view. Right, so there's only this. So from the programming text here, you can see this is the parent layout, match parent, wrap content for the parent, and inside there's a sub layout, linear layout, match parent, vertical. Inside here there's a 2 text view. Okay, so text view match parent, week 0.4. So I put week sum and week. Text alignment, this one is not needed, sorry, so remove that. This is basically just alignment of the text that I used before. Okay, so right, so this is how my text view is going to look like. Okay, so there's only text view. Okay, it's two text view, and the data is going to be laid in this order. So if you want to resize, you want to make it customize the content, this is where you do it, inside this custom list. You can give it any names, but for me I just use custom list. In main activity.java, so make sure you save your file in main activity.java. So there are a few things that you need to look into. Alright, so the first thing is that we're going to use array list. Okay, so as you can remember from your programming too, array list allow you to add item dynamically. You can add item without having to set the array size. So we call it array list, and we declare Listview object here. So inside onCreate method, so we just make one reference to Listview. So Listview find view by ID Listview1, because the name of our Listview is Listview1. So Listview1, we make a reference, and then we just call one method here called load list. Okay, so inside here load list, when we call load list, so remember this is when we do it on create, means that it will only run once. Okay, so load list. So inside here there's a two array. So this is basically the data. So string name and string matrix. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, there are 6 data here, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here there's a 6 data for name and metric. Or if you like, you can use object-oriented programming and then store everything inside that object. But here I just want to use a simple array to describe, to show how custom list view works. Alright, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to clear, but you don't have to do this because you only load once. But if you like to dynamically load list view, you need to clear your list item first and then repopulate the data with a new data. Okay, but this is just a fixed array, so either you want to use it or not, it is not important. Alright, then there's a for loop here. Okay, so for loop, so it basically loop based on the size of this array. So there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 data. It's going to load for 6 times. We start index 0 until 5. So here I use hashmap. So hashmap is basically a class that handle key value pair. So you can pair your value into 2. There's a 2 string data type, and then there's an object here that handle the data. So what I did here is basically just to assign a hash map put with name and metrics, and based on the looping here, it will basically loop for the whole names and metric here, name and metric I. And then I use list item, the array list here, and add hash map key value pair into list item. Right, and then I use simple adapter. So this simple adapter is basically the one that will basically customize your list view. So you can see here simple adapter, simple adapter, this class list item. So this is the, remember the array list here. So list item is basically going to hold all the data that we put into hash map here. Okay, so all the data is going to be here, and r.layout custom list. So you remember this is custom list coming that we created in the layout directory, custom list. New string, so we have name and metric. You need to make sure that this name and metric basically the same with the one that we described in the hash map. Name, metric, name, metric, name, metric, and metric. New integer r.id text view. So if you remember inside the custom list, there's a text view and there's a text view 2. So it's also the same. So it need to be in this order. text view 2, and then list view that set adapter populate list view with the adapter content, and then you just run the application. And you get the data. Okay, so you can see now this is list view. So 1, 2, 1, 2, the data is being arranged in this order. So if you like to change the content or the view, you can just use this, or you can design whatever that you like. So for example, I would like to change the font. Let's say I use casual for this and increase the size of the text to 18. Okay, so if I try to run this again, you can see what happened to the list view. So now you can see Jack Sparrow with a different font, and this is the metric number. Or if you like to rearrange into horizontal, so let's say I arrange this into horizontal in this order. So I run the application again, you can see the result. Okay, so name metric, it's name metric with different font. So this is what I meant by custom list view. You can add image if you like to. So for example, if I want to add image inside here, so this is image, this is just example. Okay, nothing fancy. Sorry, image view, sorry, text. Okay, let's just use this. Okay, just put it here just to show you some example what's going on. So if I try to run the application again, so let's see the application now display the list view together with image. Now you can see the image down here. Okay, you can rearrange, you can customize further if you like to have like separator, but this is custom list view. Okay, if you you can further customize the way that the data look by editing custom list dot xml. Alright, if you like to have your list view to perform a click, so for example you want to get the names of Ramesh, Lim or Jack, you need to do some what we call as a clever string processing. So this is something that you need to work on. You need to try this to enable the list view set on item click listener new. So we put this inside on create method. So this is the method that we need to put inside. So as you can see here, the implementation of click on item click on your on this list view, it is quite tedious in terms of the processing of the string. So you can see here, if I didn't use any of this string processor, so if I just call just item, okay, just item, so what's going to happen here? If you look at my tools, if I click on this, you can see now the data is in this order, in this curly braces, metric equal, comma, name, and it is being separated by comma. So if more data there, the data is being separated by comma. So this is comma, this is also comma. Okay, so the way that you need to do is you need to do some string processing. So here I use item dot split all the data based on comma, because the data is in comma, separated by comma. So I started with user array item dot split by this. So this is basically the way that we define. And string name temp user array, and get the first because when we see it from here, you start with metric and then name. Okay, metric and name, metric and name, and of course this came from our programming. name metric, it takes from at the back metric and name, right? So when we do that, we get the array 1, because array 1 represent name. So, and then we need to do some processing to the name. We start with this to remove name equal. So name equal, we click on this, you can see here name equal. Okay, name equal, and then the other one that we need to replace is this curly braces at the back, name equal replacement. And the second one, we need to further process the string and then replace this bracket, this curly bracket, right? So finally we can get the data that we want, which is name A, right? So when we run this, you get Ramli Junhao Lim Agok. See, because we further process the data, the string, to extract the information that we need. So we need to perform this string manipulation, some string manipulation, to allow us to access the data. If not, we get this one long data in bracket, in curly bracket with separated by comma. So you need to do some string processing there. Alright, so those are the process that you need to do. If you have any questions, you can ask during class or through online learning.